From the minimalist poetry of Japanese films to the extravagant emotional landscapes of Indian cinema, from the grassroots energy of Nollywood to the meditative metaphors of Iranian storytelling, each region shapes its films through its history, culture, and daily life. Every movie carries an accent, a signature of place. Let's travel across the cinematic map to explore what each region brings to storytelling and how it can sharpen your own creative voice. Japan, mastering silence and subtlety. Japanese cinema is deeply influenced by its culture of restraint, respect, and beauty in transience. The concept of the space between moments, is central. Filmmakers like Yasujiro Ozu, Tokyo Story, and Hirokazu Koreeda, Shoplifters, build emotion through stillness. Ozu's signature tatami shot, a low camera angle as if seated on the floor, reflects traditional Japanese interiors and forces us to see from a place of humility. Characters rarely explode in anger or love. Instead, emotions simmer beneath routine, where farewells feel like eternity and silence is as loaded as dialogue. Even Studio Ghibli's animations reflect this ethos. My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away are quiet epics, emphasizing time, nature, and transformation. Lesson: create space. Don't rush emotion. Audiences will lean in if you leave room to breathe. India, emotion, music, and cultural mosaic. India's cinema is as vast as its geography and languages. While Bollywood is the most recognized globally, it's only one piece of a massive tapestry including Kollywood, Tamil, Tollywood, Telugu, Bengali, Malayalam, Marathi, and more. Bollywood films often blend romance, action, and drama with elaborate song and dance numbers rooted in classical and folk traditions. Directors like Satyajit Ray, Pather Panchali, brought Indian cinema to the international stage with realism and compassion. More recently, indie filmmakers like Ritesh Batra, The Lunchbox, show how quiet, urban love stories can carry universal weight without spectacle. Indian cinema is deeply tied to festivals, mythology, and familial duty. Even the grandest tales are grounded in everyday moral dilemmas and social tension. Lesson: embrace emotion, big or small, but always anchor it in truth. Nigeria, fast, fearless storytelling. Nollywood is the second largest film industry in the world by volume. With roots in the video boom of the 1990s, it grew from handheld DV cameras and direct-to-VCD releases. It thrives on do-it-yourself grit, often filming whole movies in under a week with minimal crew. Themes span faith, corruption, romance, and the supernatural. Urban dramas explore relationships and class. Village epics preserve traditional storytelling and morality tales. Today's Nollywood blends low-budget ingenuity with Netflix-funded prestige films like Lionheart and The King of Boys. The audience? Primarily local and African diaspora, people craving to see their own lives, languages, and values on screen. Lesson: you don't need Hollywood tools to tell powerful stories. You need cultural truth and urgency. France. Introspective and author-driven. France birthed the auteur theory, where the director is seen as the author of the film. This focus on personal voice continues to define French cinema. In the French New Wave, 1950s to 60s, filmmakers like Jean-Luc Godard and François Truffaut broke cinematic rules using jump cuts, natural light, and ambiguous endings. Contemporary voices like Ceylan Sciamma, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and Claire Denis tackle feminism, identity, and desire with poetic realism. French films often explore the internal, existential dilemmas, intimate relationships, and the nature of love or loneliness, rather than plot-driven action. Lesson: trust your vision. Let your story reflect your soul, not just your plot. South Korea, the genre blender Korean cinema, has gained international dominance due to its thrilling unpredictability and genre fusion. Films like Parasite, Memories of Murder, and The Handmaiden seamlessly mix social critique with horror, comedy, or erotic drama. Themes often involve hierarchy, injustice, and survival, reflecting Korea's complex post-war modernization and economic stratification. Even commercial K-dramas adopt layered emotional tones and sharp writing. Directors like Bong Joon-ho and Park Chan-wook don't follow genre, they reinvent it. Lesson: embrace surprise. Tension and tone shifts can create emotional peaks that static genres can't reach. Iran metaphor. Under restriction. Iranian filmmakers are masters of subtlety, largely because censorship restricts direct expression. Directors like Abbas Kiarostami, Taste of Cherry, and Asghar Farhadi, A Separation, use metaphor, implication, and minimalism to reflect moral ambiguity and human conflict. Real-time pacing, non-professional actors, and child protagonists are frequent tools. Everyday situations like a broken marriage or a lost child become ethical puzzles loaded with emotion. Iranian films are widely studied in film schools as models of showing without showing. Lesson: creativity flourishes within limits. The unsaid is often louder than dialogue. Latin America, raw and personal. Latin American cinema pulsates with urgency, beauty, and a hunger for justice. In Brazil, films like City of God depict life in the favelas with kinetic energy and moral complexity. In Argentina, The Secret in Their Eyes blends political history with personal mystery. Mexican auteurs like Guillermo del Toro, Alfonso Cuarón, and Alejandro G. Iñárritu brought emotional weight and technical mastery to global stages. Themes include poverty, corruption, immigration, indigenous identity, and resilience, always told with passion and personal truth. Lesson: ground your style in lived reality. Real pain, real hope, real places. That's where emotion lives. Italy, beauty, and neorealism. Post-Wissais, Italian neorealism gave voice to ordinary people in extraordinary times. Films like Bicycle Thieves and La Strada used non-actors in real locations to portray survival, family, and morality. Later, directors like Federico Fellini embraced surrealism and self-reflection in masterpieces like 8½" and La Dolce Vita. Even comedies carried existential depth beneath the laughter. Italian cinema feels like opera without singing, dramatic, emotional, yet grounded. Lesson: make every frame poetic. Even pain can be visually beautiful if treated with honesty. China, myth, modernity, and control. Chinese cinema walks a delicate line between artistic expression and state approval. The fifth-generation filmmakers, Zhang Yimou, Chen Kaige, brought Chinese film global acclaim with historical epics like Raise the Red Lantern and Farewell My Concubine. Contemporary directors like Jia Zhangke explore alienation and globalization in China's rapidly modernizing society. Martial arts films, wuxia, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon use visual grace to explore duty, love, and fate. Lesson: use visuals as your story's soul. Sometimes what's shown, not said, carries the weight. Middle East beyond Iran, telling truth to power across Lebanon, Egypt, Palestine, and Syria, filmmakers push against silence and suppression. Nadine Labaki's Capernaum gave voice to a Lebanese child refugee. Palestinian directors like Elias Suleiman use dark comedy to depict occupation and diaspora. Films from war-torn Syria or Yemen capture personal stories under siege. Here, cinema is resistance. A camera becomes both witness and weapon. Lesson: use film to reveal what the world tries to ignore. Even fiction can be an act of truth-telling. Southeast Asia, spirituality, and surrealism. From Thailand to Indonesia, filmmakers infuse spirituality and dream logic into deeply local stories. Apichatpong Wirasitakul, Thailand, mixes ghosts, jungle myth, and memory in meditative works like Uncle Boonmi. The Act of Killing, Indonesia, reinvented the documentary genre by letting mass murderers reenact their crimes through genre filmmaking. These films bend time, morality, and realism, offering altered states of cinema. Lesson: don't just tell what happened, explore what it felt like. Feelings are timeless. Final thought: the more you travel, the truer you become. Filmmaking is not just a craft, it's a passport. By embracing international techniques and cultural philosophies, you expand your vision beyond trends or tools. You build a storytelling style that resonates across borders. So learn from Japan's grace, India's intensity, Nigeria's speed, France's mind, Korea's twists, Iran's restraint, Latin America's heat, Italy's elegance, China's contradiction, the Middle East's courage, Southeast Asia's mystery. The world is your cinema school. Class is always in session.